Ace Combat 4, released for the PlayStation 2 on September 13th, 2001, is an arcade aerial combat video game developed by Project Aces and published by Namco, featuring fun gameplay, a captivating story, and a majestic soundtrack. It's the first AC title launched for the PS2, followed by Ace Combat 5 and 0. And dare I say, it's one of the best games ever released for the PS2. But why? What makes it so special? It's just an air combat game. Well, on surface level, yeah, it kinda is. But if you're not familiar with the Ace Combat franchise, I can't blame you for thinking that way. The thing is, Ace Combat's lore is so extensive, it's mind-blowing. I'm not joking when I say that this franchise's lore literally begins with the creation of the universe. But why? Why does this type of game need so much world building? The answer is simple. Ace Combat is not just aerial combat. It goes a lot deeper than that. The game's forte is, apart from their soundtrack, their stories and the messages behind them. The short answer for this is severely underwhelming to the testament of these games' stories. So today, I'm going to talk to you about Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies and why it's so special. Before we start though, I want to give a quick disclaimer. There will be a lot of spoilers in this video. I highly recommend that you play this game at least once before you watch this. However, if you have your reasons for not doing that, well, who am I to stop you? Still, I recommend you play the game first. Without further ado, let's begin. The first thing you see when you turn on the game is this. However, don't press the start button yet, because there's this cool intro that plays when you stay idle in the menu for a bit. Amidst the blue skies, a link from past to future, the sheltering wings of the Protector. The flames of hatred scorch the skies, igniting Gaia's funeral pyre.
I have so far to go.
I assume that just by that intro alone, you may have realized that this is more than just an air combat game. Oh, and that crater you saw right there? It's not there just because. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's begin our journey. Except it doesn't really begin with us.
I was just a child when the stars fell from the skies. But I remember how they built a cannon to destroy them. And in turn how that cannon brought war upon us. War was an abstract idea, nothing more than a show on TV. As a child, I only saw it as something that happened in some faraway land. Until that final day of summer. One day while on my way to school, I looked up in the skies. A sound like distant thunder. In the blue skies far above me, contrails drew dizzying circles around in a crazy waltz. A battle in the beautiful skies far away. I could not tear my gaze away from them. As if to graze the hills and streak past me. The fighters played the cat or the mouse in turn as they climbed swiftly into the sky. One fleeing plane fell out of the skies, spiraling and spewing orange flames to crash by the Cape. The same Cape where my family lived. Now they only live in my memories of days past. The victor circled around to confirm the kill. And on his craft, there was a large number 13 emblazoned in yellow. I will never forget this. The Allies retreated across the ocean before the onslaught of the enemy. Our little town in the heart of the mainland fell into deep isolation.
Taking place in the fictional world of Strangereal in the Eurasian continent during the Eurasian Continental War of 2004 and 2005. The nation of Eurasia declares war on its neighboring countries and invades them. Catching them off guard, the Eurasian forces quickly seize control of the whole continent except for North Point, where our base is located. The story begins with this boy, narrating the war from his perspective as a civilian who lost not just his family but his whole home. We will see more of him, but for now, let's talk about you. You are Mobius 1, a fighter pilot of the Independent States Allied Forces, or ISAF, leading Mobius Squadron. The first mission is to intercept a squadron of enemy bombers and their escorts en route to your base. You must destroy them before they can bomb it.
AWACS here, call sign Sky Eye. Do you read? Your call sign is Mobius 1. We'll refer to you by this name at all times. You are now under my command. 6 bombers on Vector 360 confirmed. Continue north to intercept. Today's my birthday. A victory sure would be nice.
Immediately after takeoff, you are met with your AWACS, Airborne Warning and Control System, call sign Sky Eye. This man will be with you for the entirety of the game, and, as his name suggests, he is your eyes in the sky. This first mission is designed for you to get used to the controls, to get familiar with what's on your heads-up display, or HUD for short. Oh, and you can also switch your camera view with the D-pad down button. You accelerate and decelerate with your R2 and L2 buttons, and control your rudders with your R1 and L1 buttons. Your left joystick controls the plane. This right here is your radar. All friendly and enemy units will appear here. You can enlarge it by holding the square button, granting you a view of the whole map. In this radar, there will be 2 types of targets, ground-based and air-based. Both are easily distinguishable at a glance, with arrows being air targets and squares being ground targets. The shape system also translates to your HUD, where aircraft will be squares and ground targets will be hexagons. You can switch between each target with the triangle button. And if you have problems tracking a target, you can hold it and it will automatically orient your camera towards your enemy. Additionally, the enemies with the letters TGT, target, displayed on your HUD and with a circle around them on your radar will indicate mission critical objectives. In short, they're priority targets and should be taken care of before anything else. This is the plane you're flying, and the damage displayed on it. It will be displayed in two ways, color and a percentage from 0% to 100%. The higher the number, the more damage you received. However, the colors help you determine how much damage you took with just a quick glance at the HUD. Green means little to no damage, yellow means low damage, orange means medium damage, and red means high or critical damage. These are your altimeter and your speedometer. Try and guess what they do. This is your timer, which indicates the amount of time you have left to complete your mission. These are your point meters. The lower one indicates how many points is your locked target worth, and the upper one indicates the total amount of points you receive. At the end of each mission, you will obtain a rank between S, A, B, and C. The more points you get, the higher your rank. These are your weapons, specifically your machine gun, your missiles, and your special weapon. Your gun is just that, a gun. Press the X button and you'll start solving 6,000 problems per minute. It's meant for close combat though, and can be effective against ground threats. Just don't try to snipe with it. Your standard missiles can lock up to both aircraft and land vehicles. Airplanes usually take 2 missiles to be destroyed. Helicopters and most ground threats will be destroyed with 1. You fire them by pressing the circle button. Your special weapon can be many different things, depending on your aircraft, ranging from bombs and long-range air-to-ground missiles to multiple lock-on and quick maneuver air-to-air missiles. You can use them by manually switching to them when you press the select button. Choose them and your aircraft accordingly depending on your mission. Showing up with unguided bombs to an air superiority fight is not good. With this, you quickly make mincemeat out of these Erusian bombers before they make it to your base, accomplishing your mission.
Sky Eye, this is Alan Fort. Got visual on the downed bombers. Whose kill was that? Make sure to thank him.
That's a roundup. Let's go on home.
But your work is still far from done. Oh hey, the crater from the beginning is right there.
Sky Eye, this is Alan Fort. Got visual on
The war seemed to unfold in the blink of an eye. I don't remember exactly when the forces from the west occupied my town. I was too busy scanning the skies day after day, waiting for Yellow 13 to reappear. Before I knew it, everything changed. The language they taught us at school. Our friendly local sheriff disappeared and was replaced by foreign MPs. In the beginning, some people secretly tuned into broadcasts from North Point on their parabolic antennas. But as time passed, the broadcast no longer came in. Maybe the satellites were destroyed. All non-military computer networks were shut down. Gasoline was rationed to civilians. Though we lived in the 21st century, we were reduced to using crystal radios and horse-drawn carts. I moved in with my uncle in town, who used to be a taxi driver. Out of gasoline and out of work, my uncle did nothing but to drown himself in drink. I earned my keep by playing the harmonica in the town bar, the one thing I was good at. I'd play for sullen occupation soldiers in exchange for their charity and loose change, and used the money to support my uncle and myself. My uncle trash-talked the barkeep who catered to the enemy soldiers, but he never refused the money I brought home. As for myself, I had a crush on the barkeep's only daughter, who was a little older than me. Another day passed, yet still no sign of the fighter plane Yellow 13 in the skies above our town.
Anyways, your next mission is to recapture Wrigley Air Base, a former ISAF base captured by the erosion, from which the bombers you destroyed came from. This is yet another simple mission, meant for you to get used to striking ground targets easily. It's just as easy as the previous one, so you'll accomplish it with no problem.
This is Wrigley. Our bombers are decimated. Repeat, all our bombers are destroyed.
Sky Eye, this is Fighter Squadron. Mission complete. We're coming home.
One night, a spirited group made their way to the bar, chased out the sullen army grunts, and commandeered the place. Even I knew who they were. The patch on their sleeve was the mark of the proud Air Force. A loud-mouthed, middle-aged man went around, announcing each pilot's results for the day and his running kill record. For those who exceeded 5 kills, a thorough toasting and soaking followed. I believe it was their custom to call a pilot an ace once he shot down 5 planes. After completing the day's review, the same guy, the squadron adjutant, went on to announce, "And now, for our leader's results." Everyone turned around to look at the quiet man who sat alone, strumming a guitar. I found myself drawn to the music from his guitar. Our Yellow 13 bagged 3 more today, bringing his new tally up to 64 kills. With a tentative smile, the man with the guitar turned to me and asked me to accompany him on my harmonica. I brought it up to my lips and I started a new song. I had finally found him. But by some fluke, it was my father's favorite song, the one he used to play at the end of each day.
You may be noticing that these cutscenes seem to be centered around this boy's story. Hell, it's narrated by him nonetheless. Don't worry too much about it. It will all connect soon. Your next mission is destroying an enemy radar network located high on the Shesna Mountains.
This combat area is within enemy airspace. Keep an eye out for bandits. Use Vector 180 to return home after destroying the target. Remember, a safe return completes the mission. Clear to engage. Mobius 1, engage.
You can even take a look at yet another huge crater here. Your AWACS even mentions it when you fly near it.
Don't get distracted by the scenery.
Mobius 1, passing over Krasinski Crater.
This is yet another simple mission meant for you to get used to the feel of the game, but it also introduces you to another one of the game's features, the return line.
Fighter squadron here. Mission accomplished.
In some missions, you'll be required to fly here in order to accomplish it. But if you run out of ammo or you need repairs, you can fly here anytime and resupply. Once you do, it will trigger a landing and takeoff minigame. You can skip it by pressing the start button. And so, just like your previous missions, you accomplish this one with ease, steadily making small victories against the Erusians. But there's a major obstacle in between. The Aegir fleet, the largest fleet in the Erusian navy, with as many as 36 vessels at their disposal. Quick side note here, Ace Combat 4 incorrectly classifies all the destroyers as cruisers and all frigates as destroyers, a mistake that was also made on later titles. I will still refer to them as it does in the game, so don't get confused when I show you a picture of a destroyer and call it a cruiser. Anyways, back to the fleet. It hosts a wide variety of vessels. 3 Cassard-class and 1 Lafayette-class destroyers, 9 Hatakazi-class and 1 Ticonderoga-class cruisers, 7 Los Angeles-class submarines, 1 Kitty Hawk-class aircraft carrier, 2 Pegasus-class missile boats, 2 San Giorgio-class landing ships, 2 Toyota-class supply ships, 1 container ship, and the flagship of the entire fleet, the Iowa-class battleship Tanager. The sheer size and power of this fleet prompted the Erusians to declare it both invincible and unsinkable. And they're planning to use them on a second assault on our base at North Point. However, we found their weak point. If we can't attack the fleet itself and cripple it, we shall starve it. How so? We'll conduct 3 separate operations. The first one will be intercepting a flight of cargo planes believed to be carrying supplies to Combarth Harbor, in which the Aegir fleet is stationed.
Mobius 1, Sky Eye here. You should be getting visual on the transport soon. Destroy the E-767s hidden nearby to clear the jamming from our radar. Good luck.
However, apart from their fighter escorts, these cargo planes are also protected by electronic countermeasures (ECM) aircraft, which produce jamming signals that jam your radar. No biggie. These jamming signals cannot block your older sensors in the book, your eyes.
Box 2.
Maintain formation.
Part of the radar is clear.
Once you spot them and destroy them, the rest of the planes are ripe for the picking.
Good job. You shot down the enemy transport without any radar.
The second operation will be destroying a petrochemical complex, in which the Jaeger fleet heavily depends on for fuel. It's separated into an oil refinery complex on land and an oil drilling platform complex just off the shore. A plane specialized in bombing runs is recommended for this operation.
Commence operation. Split into 2 groups and destroy targets. Inflict as much damage as possible to the complex and reduce their output.
Inducing as much damage as possible into these 2 complexes will definitely starve the invincible fleet of its fuel.
Facility destroyed. Mobius 1, Box 2. Enemy facility destroyed.
This is also the first mission where you will repeatedly use the return line to resupply on ammo. After a while, you eventually accomplish your mission, but not before some unwanted guests come to the party.
Box 2, facility neutralized. Mission complete. Mobius 1, heavy group, hot. Appears to be 5 targets in the group.
It's them. It's the Yellow Squadron, Aruja's elite fighter squadron. You're not equipped to deal with them, and your mission objective has already been accomplished, and we need every soldier we have for our next operation. So you're ordered to retreat. Make your way back to the return line and live to fight another day. As you do, you start noticing some of your friends can't catch up with you and fall victim to Yellow Squadron's superior skills.
I'm hit, and I can't shake them. Ejecting.
You'll avenge them later. Their sacrifice won't be in vain. For now, focus on the next mission, because your skills will be tested.
Picture is clear. Bandits are down or no factor. All aircraft RTB.
A freeway under construction in a wheat field outside of town. When they started construction, I remember how the mayor bragged about it, even though it would completely bypass our town. The freeway became the occupation force's makeshift runway, and the unfinished tunnels their bunkers. This was their base. They were the elite flight squadron chosen to protect the cannon. Ironically, the same cannon that was created to shoot down the asteroids became a catalyst to the war. But when the Allied attacks no longer came, the squadron was assigned long-range missions that took them to distant battlefields. I thought of the words I would use to confront him and bided my time. Although I harbored these feelings within me, I could never get close to him. His wingman was always by his side. Despite having a gentle demeanor, I could tell that the wingman would never allow danger to get near Yellow 13, even on land. The pillar of their group, 13 exuded an air of invincibility. He always chose to fly a 5-plane formation. He was a man who prided himself not on his kill record, but on his record of never losing a squadron member. It's difficult for me to describe just how good Yellow 13's flying was, but I witnessed it once from the ground. The lead plane of the 5-plane formation should have turned the same arc with the same timing as the others, yet only his plane drew sharp contrails. His heart felt compassion towards the weaker enemies he downed. Someday, if an equal appeared and challenged the limits of his skills in a fight, he would bear no resentment about being shot down. He said this himself. And so as time passed, I found the goodness of a home in their company. Leaving them was no longer an option for me now.
Here we learn a bit more about Yellow Squadrons, specifically their leader, Yellow 13. Contrary to what we may have thought of him, he's not a merciless thug or a criminal. He is compassionate, honorable even. It's like he doesn't want to fight in the war. He just wants someone with equal or superior skills to him that will face him in battle. Unfortunately for him, he won't be facing much of a challenge anytime soon. We also keep hearing about this asteroid and this cannon used to destroy it. What the hell's that about? Don't worry, you'll know soon enough. Now, back to you. This is the third operation against the Aegir fleet, in which we'll attack Comberth Harbor itself. Now that the fleet is both anchored and scattered around the port, striking them will be much easier. Plus, a surprise attack will catch them off guard. This is your chance to show the Erusians how their fleet is not unsinkable, much less invincible.
Initiate attack. All aircraft clear to engage any and all targets. Sink the invincible Aegir fleet while they're at anchor. Good luck.
As soon as you're thrown into the mission, you notice some vessels leaving Comberth Harbor. Looks like they started evacuating. Sink them. No ship leaves this place while you're up in the skies. Any retreating vessel has a chance to regroup with the rest of the Erusian Navy. Don't let them. As you destroy them, your AWACS confirms every kill over the radio, even saying the ship's names as you destroy them.
Battleship Tanager, sunk. Cruiser Beluga, sunk. Aegis-class Raven, sunk. Carrier Geophon, sunk. Submarine Beowulf New, sunk. Destroyer Tiasi, sunk. Submarine Beowulf Y, sunk. Destroyer Taish, sunk. Cruiser Lazuli, sunk. Cruiser Kolga, sunk.
And in my opinion, this is where the game's soundtrack starts peaking. This is one of my favorite levels because of the soundtrack alone. Take a listen to it.
Destroyed.
Accompanied by this glorious symphony, you sink Aruja's so-called invincible fleet, finally scoring a major victory against them. You scored quite the hit on the Erusian military, but their war effort is still strong. Your next mission will be destroying their solar-powered generator plants located in the Faith Park region, which provide about 60% of the energy for Erusia's military-industrial complexes. This will be a devastating blow to their war effort. However, there's a hidden danger here. You'll be within the range of Stonehenge during this mission. But what is Stonehenge? Oh, lore time! In 1994, scientists discovered an asteroid on a direct course to Earth. Further investigations on this asteroid, which the scientists named Ulysses, concluded that the Eurasian continent would take the worst hit, since predictions said that Ulysses would break into smaller fragments once it entered orbit and plunge Eurasia into total annihilation. Many contingency plans were suggested, but many were rejected as well. The reasoning being they could be used as weapons of mass destruction after or even before the asteroid impact. However, one of them was accepted. Stonehenge, located in the Hades Desert, is a network of 8 gigantic electromagnetic launchers built in a circle. Designed to shoot down the incoming asteroid fragments, and with a range of 12,000 kilometers, it was believed that Stonehenge would be enough to prevent major casualties in the Eurasian continent. However, in July 1998, further investigations on the Ulysses asteroid revealed something new. Ulysses' interior was hollow, which prompted recalculations on its predicted area of impact. The result was terrifying. Once the asteroid entered orbit, it would split into 2 big pieces that would then fragment into smaller ones, severely widening the area of impact. So much so that even the countries of Imeria and Slovakia, located in the continent of Ania, would be hit too. Further modifications on Stonehenge could not be made, as they predicted the asteroid would impact on July 1999. Fearing the modifications and therefore Stonehenge entirely would not be ready for Ulysses' planetfall day. The day arrives, and for the next 2 weeks, Stonehenge intercepts as many fragments as possible. Fragments heading toward populated areas are prioritized over fragments heading to unpopulated areas. One of these fragments is about to hit Erusia's capital for bounty. Railgun number 3 receives the coordinates and takes aim. However, disaster occurs. Railgun number 3's power supply is hit by an asteroid fragment. And, while the cannon receives no damage, it goes offline before it can fire. The 7 remaining turrets cannot target the fragment that Railgun number 3 was supposed to target, and it hits the capital of Erusia. Thousands of people die. In the aftermath, many people lost their homes and lives, with Erusia being the country that suffered the most, being hit with 10 fragments. Erusia was now full of refugees that the countries agreed to take care of. However, Erusia chose to close its borders after accepting the maximum number of refugees they could take care of, leaving many outside. The other countries could not afford to take care of them either, so they pressured Erusia into accepting more since they had more territory. They still refused, and this created disagreements that developed into boycotts towards the Erusians. Reaching a breaking point, Erusia declares war. But how will they invade their neighbors? Their country is in shambles, and they don't have the strength to attack. Simple. They will capture Stonehenge and use it as an anti-air network. They succeed, gaining air defenses at a continental level basically overnight. With no air support, all the countries within Stonehenge's range fall into Erusia's hands, and you will be in range of these cannons now.
Use the solar panels as markers and proceed due north to the power plant. Those bandits.
The mission starts just like any other, with you flying information alongside your squadron. Some enemy fighters get in the way, but you can take care of them easily. Now you have your main objective in sight, the massive array of solar panels. They're fragile, so a short burst of machine gun rounds will be more than enough to destroy them, making them the weakest targets in the game. After turning them into Swiss cheese, you head to the main objective, the substation. Destroying it alongside the solar panels will render this entire installation useless. Fortunately, their efforts didn't go unnoticed by the enemy.
Attention all aircraft. Incoming from Stonehenge. Confirmed on radar.
Stonehenge's attack is fierce, and the only way to avoid it is by flying below 2,000 feet, or 600 meters. This means you'll have to fly between the cannon while you're basically hugging the ground. A lot of your buddies can keep up with them, so they fall victim of Stonehenge's second wave. You must make it back to the return line fast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact. Damn it. How many did we lose? Exiting combat area. Maintain current course and altitude to RTB. Tango 2, descend to a lower altitude. Omega 11 crashed. Here they come. Another wave from Stonehenge detected. Omega 1 crashed.
You make it back. The mission was accomplished. We struck quite the victory against our enemies, but at a heavy cost. We lost a lot of good pilots in the fight. However, there's no time to mourn them now. We're still in the fight, and we need you for our next mission.
At some point I realized my uncle, my would-be guardian, had vanished. Maybe the secret police dragged him off for some drunken comment he made. Maybe he chose to disappear. I didn't have anyone to turn to, so I found myself living as if I were a member of the Yellow Squadron. Everybody in town scorned the barkeep for doing business with the enemy. In reality, he and his family were members of the Resistance, gathering up intelligence information from enemy customers. His daughter protected me, but that was only because of my tender age. The barkeep and his family were the real heroes, while I, on the other hand, found a haven among the enemy.
Now we've learned that we don't seem to be alone against the Erusians. people are silently fighting them in the land they captured. They can only do so much though. Those people need us. Let that be your motivation for your upcoming battles. Speaking of which, your next mission will be protecting an Allied rocket launch site in the Komona Islands. We are launching a recon satellite that will assist on future missions. However, the enemy has also figured this out and responded with a massive counterattack. You must protect this launch site at all costs. This mission will put your dogfighting skills to the test, so an air superiority fighter is preferred. Let's see what you've learned. However, this mission also features my favorite song in the whole game.
Attention all aircraft, this is Komona Base. This rocket launch is critical. Maintain air superiority until launch is complete.
Mobius 1, engage.
Oh yeah, that's the sound of the AC soundtrack, and it fits perfectly with the non-stop action that this mission offers. Everywhere you go, there's someone trying to hunt you, so return the favor and turn them into scrap metal. Oh, would you look at that? Look who's here. The Yellow Squadron decided to join the party again. They came early this time though. Time to face them.
The yellow's here and trailing smoke. Whose kill is that?
Who was it that shot me? See who's responsible for that shot.
It's a ribbon.
That's your nickname among you, huh? One of the few you'll earn. So how about you show off a bit and make yourself known as the ISEF ace that you are? All while this sick guitar plays in the background.
Seconds to launch. All ISAF aircraft and vehicles flow to safe area. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Start ignition. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff. Fast clock. Whoa! All systems are in the green.
Hard enemy radar spike.
Which way to brake?
We're surrounded.
Rocket has reached 40,000 feet. It is now immune to enemy action. Thanks to you, the launch was a success.
It won't be long now. It won't be long till it begins. The barkeep's daughter confided to me. As a member of the resistance, she eagerly awaited the Allied counterattack on the mainland. What will happen to these people when the Allies come? I asked, to which she frowned. We'll run them out. This is our town. But I knew she didn't mean that from the bottom of her heart. 13 had captured her heart. I knew this from the way she shot jealous glances at his wingman. As other pilots rotated out of Yellow Squadron, Yellow 4, 13's wingman, always stuck by his side, even on land. The only female pilot in the squadron, she had Yellow 13's absolute trust as his wingman. Yellow 13 seemed oblivious to all this, and instead reviewed the promising enemy pilot's performance from yesterday's skirmish. He's so close. If he manages to stay alive for just a while longer, that pilot could be a worthy opponent. But when there were no such enemies to look forward to, 13's eyes were sad.
So it seems your skills earned the attention of Yellow 13, and it seems you may be the only opponent worthy of shutting him down. He doesn't seem afraid, though. Is he excited? Certainly looks like it. Maybe you'll encounter him again in the skies. It'll have to wait, though. There's so much work to be done, especially with Stonehenge on the way. It's time to reclaim our lost territory. Operation Bunker Shot commences now. We will attack a beachhead heavily defended by enemy forces. This beachhead is the beginning of a very narrow route that will allow us to push through Stonehenge. However, we must neutralize enemy presence in this area, so you must provide as much air support as possible to our troops. Try and keep their casualties to a minimum. A multi-role fighter is preferred for this mission, since you will be facing as many ground threats and air targets.
Headquarters, this is Lieutenant Bales, commander of Unit B at Crown Beach. We do not have air superiority over the beach. This isn't his province.
This is HQ. Friendly fighters are inbound. Continue efforts to secure the beach.
Right, do our best, but tell them I'll be seeing them once we land. Over. Viper 3, engage. Fox 2! Fox 2! This is Unit S. We're on the beach. This is Unit T. We're on the beach.
Enemy facility destroyed.
This is Unit R. We're on the beach.
After quite some time, you managed to keep the troops safe with your airstrikes, till
All aircraft to the central beach now. Shoot down all incoming enemy aircraft.
the enemy brought A-10Cs, which are aircraft specifically designed to fight ground targets. They are heavily armed and pose a major threat to our infantry. Destroy them before they turn them into spaghetti.
Shot down a target.
Good job, Mobius 1.
Confirmed splash on all A-10s. Unit B appears to have secured Crown Beach.
10-4, good job. The mission is a success. Unit B commander, didn't you have some message for the pilots?
This is Sergeant Collins. I've taken over command of Unit B. Tell them thanks for the supporting fire.
With the beachhead captured, the first step to regain the mainland has been achieved. But this is nothing more than that, a first step. It won't mean anything if our next operations fail, so give it all you got. Your next mission will be attacking the Tango Line, specifically Istas Fortress, a vital line of defense for the Erusian forces. Destroy as many targets as possible so the fortress is nothing more than piles of debris. This will put you within the range of Stonehenge, but since we know you're basically invulnerable to it at low altitude, it shouldn't pose that much of a threat. However, Istas Fortress is built around mountain areas, so don't get too reckless while flying at low altitude as you engage targets.
Sky Eye here. We're inside Stonehenge's engagement zone. Be careful, they may shoot.
With this out of the way, now I can go on a slight tangent here, if you'll excuse me. Because this is my least favorite mission in the game. For a couple of reasons. The first one being, it's unnecessarily long. 20 minutes long. You need to achieve a certain amount of points to consider the mission accomplished. But even if you reach that amount, the mission won't be over until the timer reaches 0. And the first time I played this mission, I managed to reach S rank in 10 minutes. And this was on hard, since the game won't allow you to play on expert and ace difficulties until you complete the game once or twice. Reaching the minimum requirements grants you a C rank. So the fact that this mission is so long removes all the challenge factor off of it. And it makes it kinda boring. You could say that the song kinda helps you through it, but look, I don't wanna say I hate the Tango Line song, I actually like it. The problem I have with it is that it's just 2 minutes long, and you're basically hearing it on a loop for 20 minutes straight.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Every time I replay this mission, when I reach S rank, I just fly around until the timer reaches 0. Oh yeah, and Stonehenge attacks you a massive 3 times throughout 20 minutes. Yet it attacked you way more times on the Deep Strike mission in a segment that barely lasted 2 minutes. But throughout 20 minutes, it only attacks you 3 times? So much for a huge threat. Yeah, I really don't like this mission.
Impact.
Check 6 while fighting. Breaker 8 no longer on radar. Was it a direct hit?
So after what feels like an eternity, the mission is finally over.
All enemy facilities heavily damaged. Our troops should face minimal resistance. Mission complete. All aircraft RTB.
Thankfully, the next one is very short. Two civilian aircraft are flying away from Erusian territory. Inside them are the defecting engineers responsible for Stonehenge. They are willing to share vital information about Stonehenge with us in exchange for amnesty. They are being pursued by Erusian aircraft, so we must protect the airlines until they make it safely to friendly territory. This mission is so short that it barely takes you 5 minutes to accomplish. The only challenge you face is having to fly higher or lower because apparently one of the craft cannot raise altitude. So yeah, super easy.
Air Ixiom, this is Sky Eye. Please describe your situation.
Air Ixiom Flight 702 here. Erusian fighters are closing in on us at 23,000 feet. Please hurry.
Flight 701 here. We were shot on takeoff and our captain's injured. This is First Officer Nagase.
10-4, an escort is inbound. Both aircraft maintain your course. Mobius 1, Sky Eye here. Both aircraft have exited the combat area safely. There were no losses.
Now that the planes made it safely into friendly territory, we have vital information about Stonehenge. Get ready. Our next mission will be striking the beast. However, Yellow Squadron is also aware of our attack. We will see them in the skies once again.
Bombs were delivered to their base. This meant that an enemy who had to be fought by those means was close at hand. The resistance blew up the squadron's runway. Yellow 4 suffered light shrapnel wounds. Though the runway could be fixed, the complete loss of reserve supplies was a heavy blow. Logistics support became infrequent following the Allied operations. I knew this because Yellow Squadron's crew chief bellyached about this all the time to me. I won't complain if I buy the farm while I'm airborne, but I can't stand being taken out while I'm grounded. Now I understand 13's feelings. Reports of the Stonehenge air raid came in. Yellow 4 went up with the others. With no bombs, her plane was light. But her plane was in bad shape. It needed an engine replacement badly.
Thanks to the defectors, we managed to predict that a small group of aircraft flying at unpredictable altitudes would be able to get in range of Stonehenge. Stonehenge is also protected by an ECM defense system that blocks both our radar and missile guidance system. You must destroy it so we can be able to target any other enemy. Now go reclaim the skies on the mainland.
Stonehenge is responsible for the loss of many aces. We're in need of new heroes. Be sure to make it back in one piece.
Incoming from Stonehenge! All aircraft descend to lower altitude.
This is it. This is the turning point. Before anything else, destroy the ECM defense system located at the center of Stonehenge. Once you do that, the rest of the targets are ripe for the picking. Jesus, how can something that big move that quick? Well, no biggie, you're faster than them. Just avoid being in their line of sight and bomb the hell out of them.
Shoot down that ribbon. 4 remaining.
There's a tough one out there. He's got a ribbon insignia on him.
2 targets remaining.
Look at him go! He's grabbing all the glory!
This is the last one.
That's a kill! Good going! Target destroyed! I repeat, Mobius 1 has destroyed the target.
Soon enough, all 7 turrets have been taken care of. But we're not done yet.
Sky Eye here. We've confirmed via radar that Stonehenge was destroyed. But it looks like we've got company. Fire is coming in at Mach 2. Don't worry, our aces are faster than they are. We're all clear to engage.
Someone's late to the party again. But we ain't running away this time. No, we're staying. Show these yellows what you're capable of.
Leaving to Mobius 1. Hard enemy radar strike. Break! Missile! 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 Mobius 1, incoming missile!
Eventually, you bag one of them.
Stiff arming us? Mobius 1 shot one down.
Your first confirmed kill on a yellow, which prompts the rest of them to retreat.
Yellow 13 here. Did anyone see 4 get out?
Mobius 1, the other aircraft are withdrawing. That's a confirmed kill on a yellow. It's a complete victory for the good guys.
Enemy radio comms indicate that you shut down Yellow 4, 13's wingman. Great job, Ace. You put a stop to the biggest pain in the ass for the ISAF forces. If they have any medals for what you did, you certainly deserve it and then some. However, there's no time to rest. We are on the offensive now.
Though he lost 4, 13 never openly showed his sorrow. But I found out. He was alone, quietly gazing at the handkerchief Yellow 4 left behind. When he felt my eyes upon him, he said, "No matter what, she can't complain. She went up with her plane in disrepair. Pilots are responsible for their planes." He then went on and spoke of the time when they first met. He spoke of when she was just a girl, before he trained her, before she became a fighter pilot. His words weren't directed at me in particular. He was keeping a precious memory alive by speaking those words. The hint of perfume on her keepsake handkerchief. Yellow Squadron's pilot turnover ran high. The skilled ones went in to shore up other units while rookies with little airtime transferred in. Yellow 13 posted an Allied paper faxed over by headquarters. It praised the pilot who destroyed Stonehenge. 13 said to everyone, "Look, here's something worthy of praise. Even among the enemy there are men like this. Not all of them are despicable bastards who rob our wings through cowardly sabotage." I stared at the barkeep's daughter as she winced at those words. The Allies were coming to our town.
This is where we get to see a more personal side of Yellow 13. And here you realize that he is not just any enemy. Even after losing someone very close to him, when he prided himself in never losing a wingman, he doesn't seem to bear any resentment or hatred towards you. He even praises you for being able to accomplish such a mission. War is not black and white. There are gray areas in it too, and this scene emphasizes that. While he may be your enemy, he certainly isn't evil. He is someone with a passion for aircraft, just like you. He just happens to be in the opposing force. Your next mission is a fairly simple one. You must clear a path for a returning ally spy plane. However, the route is filled with jammer balloons that make terrain navigation and enemy detection difficult for our ally. You must destroy as many of these balloons as possible. Since they will be jamming your radar and weapon system, you must rely on visual contact to identify the jammers and engage them with your machine. Overall, this mission is fairly easy and kinda funny. If you're using an F-22 in this mission, you can sort of recreate the event of an F-22 shooting down a Chinese spy balloon. The Raptor's only air-to-air kill, by the way, so far, which occurred in 2023. It's also kind of funny how you go from destroying a network of gigantic anti-asteroid cannons to popping some jamming balloons to clear the way back for an allied spy plane.
Here's an airship jamming device. There are others as well. Destroy them all.
This is Leopard flying north of Gnome Ravine. Are the jammers disabled yet, Sky Eye?
ISAP will handle the jammers. Maintain your course and we'll get you home safe.
Roger, we're in your hands.
After some time, the spy plane finally shows up. By this time, you probably already cleared the way from it.
Visual flying in this fog is not possible. We need radar to get through.
But he's not alone.
We're here. Thank heavens, noise is clear and radar's back online.
Mobius 1, intercept all enemy fighters. Shoot down all bandits and protect the reconnaissance aircraft.
Apparently, some Erusian interceptors followed him. Not a problem. You quickly take care of them and accomplish the mission.
Mobius 1 destroyed the target. All bandits confirmed shot down.
This spy plane brought data on something called Megalith, a super weapon designed to replace Stonehenge. We still don't know exactly what it is, but if it's supposed to replace Stonehenge, we must destroy it too. But first, we have other matters to attend to. With Stonehenge out of the picture, our forces commenced landing operations on the northern side of the Erusian continent. However, the Erusians noticed and responded by firing multiple cruise missiles. Your mission is to intercept these missiles mid-flight and prevent them from reaching our troops. Not even one of them must slip through.
Mobius 1, a wire from the Northern Landing Forces. We're depending on your efforts. Commence operation. Don't let any escape.
Anyway, this mission is not too hard, especially if you're either using QAAMs or XMAAs. So after some time, you destroy all the cruise missiles. Or so you thought.
Mobius 1, another aircraft has been sighted. That's strange. There's only one. The cruise missile is heading south along the glacier. Looks like a regular warhead, but keep your distance.
How often does a cruise missile get escorts?
Do not engage enemy fighters. Concentrate on shooting down the missile.
Now what the hell is this? This is the most maneuverable cruise missile I've ever seen. This is actually the most challenging part of the mission, but you should know your stuff by now. So you turn that missile into a pile of whoa!
Good job, Mobius 1. That was a direct hit. What an explosion.
Are we not gonna talk about that?
The landing forces
no?
saw from below, and they
Okay.
extended thanks.
As the Allies advanced, the retreating Erusian forces from the east filled our town. The AA gun crew set up their positions atop the hospital, and Yellow 13 smoldered with quiet anger over their tactics. Nights were long, with the town's mandatory blackouts. The barkeep's daughter tried to plant laser transmitters for detonating explosives. She got caught. It was Yellow 13. He knew she was responsible for planting the bomb on their runway as well. The face of the enemy whom he hated belonged to someone close to him. "Get out of our town, you fascist pig." Those were the words from my mouth. I've never seen his face twist so painfully. "Do you hate us that much?" We couldn't shake or nod our heads in reply. It seemed like an eternity passed before he said go and released us. The next day, there was no change in his attitude. As usual, he made his requests to the squadron crew chief. The poor fuel quality is affecting thrust. As soon as the Allied forces drew near, the resistance would end the blackouts over the city.
And here we get yet another example of Yellow 13's attitude. He despises the tactics his country is now resorting to, like placing anti-aircraft guns on top of occupied hospitals. He also knew that the barkeep's daughter, someone he pretty much saw daily, was the one who sabotaged them. He also caught her red-handed fleeing from Erusian MPs. He could have reported her back then and now, but he chose not to. In fact, he even let her go. His reaction to the boy's words is also interesting. Do you hate us that much? He's still angry, but he also knows that the people in this town are, rightfully so, even angrier. Maybe he didn't know it was to such a degree. But this raises more questions. What exactly is he fighting for? We obviously know he wants to find a worthy opponent in disguise, but even after he calls into question the actions of his country, he never seems to directly oppose them. Then again, he's not in charge, and the people above him wouldn't budge in any suggestions he may have, no matter how experienced he is. Maybe he thinks they're destined to fail at this point in the war, so he's quietly letting it all happen. After all, the enemy's actions are out of his control. Who knows? Maybe he accepted this fate a while ago, without us noticing. It's time. Your next mission is to liberate the city of San Salvacion, which was sieged by the Erusians at the start of this war. Our land troops have already made their way into the city, but they need air support. There are 3 sectors you need to take care of: the tank battalion on Route 7 of Old Town, the anti-tank helicopters on the new city government complex, and the occupied airport. This will be done while the town's resistance ends the blackout on the city. Now gear up. The people of San Salvacion have been waiting to hear the roaring of the ISAF jets coming to save them.
Mobius 1, Sky Eye here. The Resistance just ended the blackout. Commence operations. Sweep out all enemy forces in Old Town, New City, and the airport.
Now this mission drags on for a bit, and the fact that it is very dark can make it a bit harder depending on your monitor. Like, seriously, imagine playing this on an old CRT monitor. You couldn't see shit! So yeah, I recommend not flying too close to the ground or in between the buildings. Anyways, as you tear through the enemy's defenses, you can hear a news reporter over your comms, whose signal gets cut off here and there.
Various explosions and reports from the fighters can be heard. Come on at once.
Kilo 9, engage.
It is now 12:05 a.m. Use your central mean time. Fighting is broken out despite the early hour. We apologize for the momentary disruption of this live broadcast. Throughout history, the city has been the site of many wars. Stand salvation again. Under censor.
You also find some of the remnants of Yellow Squadron flying around and assisting the Erusians. Maybe wondering if Yellow 13 is among them. Will you finally meet him here? It's the perfect scenario for it after all. But as you're questioning this, a mission update alert pops up.
Multiple Tu-160s are inbound to New City from the northwest. Drive them back immediately.
Damn fascists! They're gonna level the city!
The Erusians figured that if they can't keep a hold of this city, no one else can. So they sent supersonic bombers to turn them into a parking lot. But it's okay. You have experience in taking down enemy bombers by now, so you easily take care of them.
A single fighter has yet to be sighted, but generally it's good. The military are occasionally. Is that fighter with the ribbon insignia among them?
Target destruction confirmed.
The bombers are passing over us now. The Erusian officer in charge of censoring broadcasts has evacuated as well. Now we can shout, victory is ours. Andre Wolski reporting for community broadcast.
And with that, the town is finally liberated.
Singing. The town was free at last. During the night raids, the AA gunners had strafed the town in an attempt to shoot down low-flying aircraft. The town militia had now rounded up these gunners. They retreated as well, and now their quarters stood empty. After what seemed like a long absence, Allied aircraft soared overhead. I wondered if the fateful enemy ace, the one that Yellow 13 longed to meet, was among them. What would happen if they ever came face to face? I fell in with the routed Erusians and followed after the squadron.
So it seems that Yellow 13 was not around during the liberation of San Salvacion. He retreated alongside the Erusians. The boy seemed so intrigued that he decided to follow them instead of staying in town. But where? Where are they retreating to? Their capital, of course, Farbanti. And we will be making our way there very soon, too. To reach the capital city of Farbanti, we must pass through the Whiskey Corridor, the enemy's last line of defense. Your next mission is to clear a path for our forces through it. Our troops are severely outnumbered, so we need a miracle in air support to accomplish this mission. But then again, your skills are unmatched, so I'm sure you can provide us with more than just a miracle. This mission is quite long, so be ready to cross that return line multiple times to resupply. You'll find just as many ground targets as enemy aircraft, so I recommend you use something capable of carrying both bombs or AGMs and air-to-air missiles.
Attention all aircraft, this is Sky Eye. This is primarily a ground battle, so our duty is to provide close air support. Destroy as many enemies as possible to assist our troops' forward movement.
They have no room to retreat. This is their last stand.
Mobius 1, passing Goldberg Crater.
After what feels like an eternity, you finally deal enough damage to the enemy, forcing them to retreat and leaving an open path for us to push through towards their capital.
Sky Eye here. The enemy is in retreat. Our troops are advancing. Mission complete. All aircraft RTB.
And this is it. We're finally striking for Banti. Aruja's general headquarters is located there, so we must capture it to end this war. Your mission is, once again, to provide air support for our troops. The enemy's tank battalion may approach too, so you must destroy the Johnson Memorial Bridge and cut off their path to prevent them from rejoining forces with Aruja's GHQ. We have some updates about Megalith too. It is being developed as we speak. We must stop them from using it as a last-ditch effort at all costs.
rests on you, so stay focused on what's at hand. Remember, survival is paramount. Good luck to you all, and Mobius 1. An end to the war would be a nice birthday gift as well.
For the first time, we get a view of Verbonti. You can even see the sunken district, where the asteroid fragment that Stonehenge failed to destroy impacted. It's quite a haunting view, knowing what happened there. There's even enemy ships using the ruins for cover. The Johnson Memorial Bridge is nearby, so you quickly take care of it, cutting off access to the Erusian's tank battalion.
Reinforcements arrived. Take out the bridge, Mobius 1.
Johnson Memorial Bridge destroyed. They're cut off now.
The enemy's throwing everything they've got at you here. You can even see some of their rarest and most advanced aircraft during this mission. But they all fall to the might of your skills. After a while, you get a radio call saying the Erusian leaders are fleeing from their GHQ in helicopters.
Enemy leaders are using choppers to escape from the HQ.
You can't allow them to retreat and regroup, so you shoot them down.
Great.
Nice kill.
Hand it down.
However, it's not over yet.
Mobius 1, 5 aircraft are closing in at high speed. It's the Yellow Squadron. Looks like they've come to make a last stand for Erusia. Let's settle this once and for all. Lead the choppers to the others. You can end this war.
They're here, late to the party once again. But you know what they're made of by now, and you know for sure that he is among them now. So give him the challenge he's been longing to find.
That's a kill. Great job. There are no aircraft remaining on radar.
Tango 8 here. We're in control of the Erusian headquarters.
Mobius 1 shot down the 5 aircraft that appeared. Air superiority is ours. You made it through alive, Mobius 1.
Attention all Erusian troops. Cease fighting and surrender at the following. The Central Park Tennis Court. National Library's Courtyard Fountain. Hey, Martin. This is the patrol unit. We found a woman and girl sheltering as one of the choppers that got left behind. Now what looks like a male officer remains. Really big rank civilian. Relay that on to HQ, will ya?
Yellow 13's body vanished into the blue skies, never to return to Earth. Only a single handkerchief fluttered down from the sky where he disappeared. the faint scent of perfume. The barkeep's daughter and I had followed the squadron this far. Each of us had our own thoughts as we buried that handkerchief. It no longer mattered to me whether that was 13 or 4's grave. Their memories blurred together as one and left the realm of reality like a dream. The terms of surrender were accepted that day, and the war was over.
Now, this hits different. The game really manages to make Yellow 13 a comprehensible character. He's not good nor evil. He's right in the middle. Right where you can empathize with him while at the same time disagreeing with what he's fighting for. The way the game presents him doesn't make him look like an enemy. Sure, he's fighting on the aggressor's side, but he's human. He's not a mindless drone in the Erusian war effort. He questions his country's actions to a point where he doesn't report or stop sabotage attacks while fully knowing who perpetrated them. He's a person with his own set of ideals and even holds both sympathy and respect for his enemies. He's honorable, gentle even. That's why killing him doesn't really feel like a victory to me. But again, what was he really fighting for? Whatever his reason was, he took it to the grave. But the boy was wrong about one thing. This war still wasn't over. And we have one more problem to take care of. Megalith is now in operation. A group of Erusian officers that refused the terms of surrender have activated it. It is a rocket launch facility designed to take down asteroid fragments from orbit. Not only are they attempting to weaponize the remaining Ulysses fragments lingering in the planet's orbit, they are also attempting to launch ICBMs from this facility. The only way to destroy this monster is from the inside. You must fly through the tunnels and destroy 3 generators that, once destroyed, will open the main gate. You must then fly through this tunnel and destroy the ICBM stored inside it before it launches. You must make it back alive from this mission. We need heroes after the war too.
Good morning, troops. I have an important announcement. In 1 hour, each one of you will take part in the most important mission in our history. A mission that will result in the defeat of the vile enemy who has brought chaos to our continent. Although we are from different nations and of different races, we have fought, suffered, and died together. Fighting for what we believe in. Fighting for freedom. Today, we shall gather for the final battle. To liberate our beautiful continent and restore freedom to our people, our friends, and our families. Our victory will herald the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the Usian continent. Victory will be ours. We shall return peace to our people. We will win back our freedom and our future. The skies belong to everyone. Now, let us take back our shattered skies.
After this cheesy motivational speech, we get shown what is, in my opinion, one of the best final boss introductions and soundtracks in video game history. Amidst the blue skies, a link from past to future, the sheltering wings of the Protector.
Sky Eye here. All Mobius aircraft report in.
Mobius 2 on standby. Mobius 3 through 7 on standby. Mobius 8 on standby.
Preparations are complete, ready for battle. All aircraft follow Mobius 1.
This is where the game's soundtrack peaks. Seriously, look up this song on YouTube and look at the comments. And on the 8th day, he created the fighter jet. When Jesus accidentally turns water into jet fuel instead of wine. The Bible too. Jesus flies a fucking plane. Game about air combat. Music. He died for our sins. This is Ace Combat's forte. The soundtrack. It catches you and throws you into action. It feels like a symphony from the skies, sang by the angels exclusively for you. It's the perfect fuel for your motivation, which helps you even more in taking down the remaining enemies. After some time, you take care of the enemy aircraft and begin to fly through the tunnels to destroy the generators. The space is just wide enough for your plane to fit in. One wrong move and you'll crash into your doom. Once you're done with the generators, the main gate finally opens. But it is then that you're suddenly introduced to, in my opinion, a very underrated track in the game. It starts with a bunch of fast-paced drums that build up tension, later accompanied by brass instruments. But then it suddenly stops and changes tone. After a low-pitched drone sound, you start hearing this majestic trumpet right as you make your way through the tunnel and put the final nail in the coffin.
We'll get those panels open. Don't let those pilots die. Target destroyed! There he is! We've got Mobius 1 on radar! Bravo 1 here. That plane in blue, is it all right? Yes, he's fine. I've got a visual on him right now. So, did we win the war? I don't know. History determines the winner. But there's one thing I can say for certain. Heroes really do exist. We've just seen one, and now he's coming home.
The once familiar scent of burning jet fuel has long since faded away. What was once Yellow Squadron's runway is now just a local highway again. I write this letter to you now. I know it must have brought him unexpected joy to have an opponent like you at the end of that meaningless war. At least that's what I want to believe. Only you, the pilot who shot him down, can confirm this. And so, I write to you.
And that's Ace Combat 4, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Ace Combat is more than just an airplane game. I can't express with words how much I love not just this game, but this whole franchise. The stories and soundtrack, they have managed to captivate me in such a way that I can't find words to explain it. And well, hopefully this managed to captivate you too. Oh, word of advice. Do not skip the credits on any of the Ace Combat. The credit song is part of the soundtrack, and skipping them is just sacrilegious to me. Hell, here's a sample of Ace Combat 4's.
The sun keeps shining, everything is about to change, and the wind keeps blowing, but the wide blue sky's always the same. It forever stays the same. I've been finding that the
Thank you very much for watching. This is not the type of video that I usually make, but I really hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. If you wish to see my other videos or more like this, consider subscribing. I am planning on talking about the rest of the Ace Combat PS2 trilogy, so make sure you turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for any future updates. Next video will be about Ace Combat 0. Again, thank you so much for watching, and have a very nice day.